Welcome back to the Flaherty Solutions podcast. My name is Kevin Flaherty.
I'm Erin Flaherty.
And today we are going to be talking about abundance. Abundance of money, right?
Yeah, abundance of money. This is a money episode.
Yeah, not abundance of joy or any metaphorical.
Punchy.
Let's eat granola and drink a lot of water and be healthy. And then the other topic is your relationship with money. Mm-hmm. Okay, but before we do that, you know the drill. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe to our podcast or our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook. You know all those good drills. And share with your friends that are interested in doing this type of stuff. Entrepreneurial, learning about money, learning about business.
Building something that matters around life, building wealth around what matters most.
Ooh, bringing the catchphrase all the way back from our early days. This is
Yeah.
episode 35.
Really?
35.
Tell us.
So we had a catchphrase early on in the beginning. We were supposed to come up with jingle music, so we never did that. Let's do it right now.
It wasn't
Jingle, jingle,
important.
jingle,
You
jingle,
know what I
jingle,
mean?
jingle.
People like it. Everywhere I go, people are like, I watch your podcast. And
Yeah, it's so overkill. I mean,
it's like, I'd rather spend time making content than coming up with a jingle.
Who's got time for all that?
I mean, we do. We just don't think it's that important.
Yeah, no, I meant the glitz, the glare.
Yeah.
Real quick on that tangent, like my YouTube channel's taking off, and it's taking off. Thank you. Because I've gone to like stupid basics, and that's what people are searching for. They're not searching for like boom, bright lights, shiny things. Yes, people are searching for those type of things, but my channel is taking off because it's super basic.
Does that mean that our podcast episodes should, if we're trying to get more views, they should be like how to make money from home or how to make more
Basically,
money?
yeah. We should be really basic bitches.
We should.
No, but honestly, it is the way it works, like the more basic. But I think our viewers and listeners that have really tuned in, they're ready for that, level 404 class.
Right.
Level 400.
I like it.
But maybe we should do more basic stuff. All right, so we are talking about...
So let's start off with abundance. A lot of people have, even though there's been some scarcity, and we can certainly point to some unfortunate events that have happened since the coronavirus pandemic, I've noticed, and some of our friends have noticed, that there's been more abundance.
Absolutely.
So because we were basically all forced not to spend money for a while. You basically, no one was trying to go to the store like every day for a while. Everyone was trying to really spread out their shopping trips just because even if they weren't scared of the virus, it was a pain in the butt to go. So you're spreading out your shopping trips. You certainly weren't eating out because there weren't restaurants. So if you were eating out, you were getting takeout. And I feel like in general, people were saving money on food. They were saving money on kids' activities that they weren't doing, like things that they were, gas.
Oh my God.
So I've talked to a few people where they feel like, man, we know what it's like to have more money in our account and we like it. Like for the first time, some people are realizing what it's like to have extra.
And that feeling you have, if you're listening and you're like, yes, I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
I have more.
and they have stimulus checks.
Yeah. Figure out, this is a crunch time. This is game time. If you like this feeling and you want it to continue and you want it to grow from here, what are you doing? Break it down. Get a piece of paper out.
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. I'm not spending money on this, this, and this. Okay, my credit card bill's down $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. What are you not spending money on? And ride that wave. Like, this is a perfect example of, okay, in April, my credit card bill was down extremely low. Mm-hmm. Look at it. Analyze it. It's up to you. Nobody else. Stimulus checks might never come again in your lifetime.
Now, if you're into the law of attraction, you might want to look at it a different way. You might want to look at it as far as how much money you have in your account versus how much your credit card bill is. I like to operate from this is how much money I have after the credit card. So if you like that feeling of this is how much is in checking after the credit card is paid, because we do the credit card monthly where we get rewards. So we put everything possible on the credit card because we're going to pay it. We've made a commitment. We're going to pay it off every month. We want those rewards. It's free money. Yeah. We don't pay interest. We just get the rewards. It's, it works out to be, if you put all your bills, it could be a couple $100s in free money every month.
Not anymore because we're not spending any money.
No, our credit card's way down. But if you want to make it positive, how much money do you want in checking, in stocks, in liquid after all that's paid? Because it is a fact of life, money breeds money.
Yes.
You will never feel more scarcity than when, I mean, it sounds like an obvious thing, but you will never feel more scarcity than when you have less. But if you start building on that sum and you start getting more, you start building on that, it becomes easier.
Yep.
To build money the more you have. It's so silly, right?
It's crazy, but yes, the bigger the pile of money, the more you continue to accumulate.
To attract more money.
Unless you're just making stupid decisions.
True. Unless you're making stupid, then that could happen too. So where do you want to have more? What things do you want to cut? Do you want to say, maybe the kids don't need to do 3 sports a week? How much is that adding up to?
Yeah.
Maybe my employer will let me continue to work from home and I don't have to fill up my tank every 3rd day.
Yeah.
What else?
Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat and I'm about to cough, so keep it going.
Kevin doesn't like to cough during COVID because unless
The
you're
Rona. I got the Rona.
You do like to cough when you're upset, when you're like irritated at people.
Oh yeah. I wanted to get out of my way. And I'm just like, Doc said it's probably not the corona.
It might be though.
The line just gets right out of the way. It's unreal.
So what besides gas, kids' activities, credit card bills lower, working from home?
Yeah, you should really embrace this time because let's be honest, some of this time just completely sucks. So let's look past that and go to what you really want. It's time to crunch back down because the world's going to open back up, whether we have a second surge or not, yada, yada, yada. The world's opening back up, and are you going to take it by the horns and just keep rolling in money, keep saving money, or are you going to go back to your old habits and remember where you were before Corona started? Were you making a New Year's resolution? I'm not happy with my money situation. I'm not happy with my body weight. What were those goals that you just totally put on pause? And now Corona is actually giving you an opportunity with money, in our opinion. If you're still working from home, you still have income coming in, you got a stimulus check, but you're not spending as much. Are you really missing it? Are you missing, the restaurants out?
Right.
What can you hunker down now? Feel the pain now because you were forced to feel the pain. Aaron and I lived this way. Well, not completely the Corona way, but we were frugal for like 7 years.
And we're still frugal to a degree.
Because the people that have the most wealth are the people that have the least needs. Bill Gates stands in line for an ice cream cone. He doesn't have his butlers go out and get him special ice cream. He stands in line just like a regular guy. His needs are very small. When you have smaller needs, smaller wants in life, those are the people that have all the money.
Didn't you have a friend or a client who said that their neighbors were making fun of them because they cleaned their own house?
Yes. And this friend owns 2 or 3 properties, could easily hire a cleaner, could easily hire a landscaper, yada, yada, yada. They clean their own house. And that's just their attitude. I don't want to spend the money. It's $100 per week, but they didn't feel like it was worth it. It didn't bring value to them.
And we've gone back and forth on this. There have been times where we talked about hiring a housekeeper. I mean, we hired a housekeeper. Before COVID, we had a housekeeper that came and basically eliminated any sort of argument between us, or just tension.
Yeah.
Who's going to get to the laundry? Who's going to get to the dishes? The housekeeper got to it. And
Yes.
that was worth every penny. So that's a
But
personal...
we can't stand a house cleaner. They come in and they do a mediocre job.
Yeah. Well, and then the kids come and eat one thing and then it's
all
ruined.
Yeah.
So we don't value a house cleaner like
But
some
a
others do.
housekeeper.
But we've kind of found a sweet spot. But there are different ways, and this kind of brings us into our next topic of your relationship with money. And I think there's so much psychology with money.
Yes.
Going back to when you were little, were you taught that money is evil? Were you taught not to want money?
Yeah.
What do you want to say? You're dying to say something.
It kills me because, we've gotten into a nice rhythm. You know, we're saving money right now, and it still pains me to like spend any money.
Yeah.
Like I bought a $300 smoker, and I was like, honey, would it be okay? Like I felt like a little kid, like asking for a Nintendo game. Like,
Yeah.
do you?
And we're
think...
not like that. I would never be like,
yeah, I know.
no. I
but
mean,
it was such like it was a $300 smoker.
you felt bad. You almost
And-
needed me to like justify it for you.
But it was just so weird because I know we're going 6 years ago now, or 5. I got a bicycle fixed. It's a $1,600 bicycle I bought 22 years ago, which is insane. And I wanted to get it fixed, and it cost $200. And I was like, oh, it's so hard. And then we bought a boat the next week.
Oh.
And we instantly dropped like $5,000 on the boat, and we went to West Marine. And I remember the week before, I had trouble justifying buying a $28 pump for my bike. I wanted to get the $5 one, even though it would take me an hour. But I had trouble, and then we bought this boat, and we needed all this boating gear, and we dropped like $680
at West Marine.
At West Marine on
that.
like shoes and
Ropes.
like posh shoes, posh ropes, and like all of a sudden it was this like mental shift. Like whatever, we got it. Let's spend a little of it, and now I'm back to this $300 because of COVID. I think.
We normally didn't eat out a ton before
No.
COVID. Like I never went. You would eat out for lunch sometimes
Yes.
because that was like
Oh
your
my God, yeah.
sanity saver. When I work in my office, I don't go out to lunch ever. I never have except when I meet you. You're like a bad influence on me.
Yep, you're welcome.
So, what was I going to say? So we didn't eat out a lot. Like we
Yeah.
would go out for dates before the coronavirus pandemic, but we didn't really eat out a lot. We would cook. And then the last week we went through a rough week, and we ate out all the time. And while it wasn't going to be any other way, it killed me. Like when we went through the drive-through at McDonald's, like we've talked about like the psychology of spending.
Yeah. When
we went through and spent like $18 on the whole family at McDonald's, that killed me. Right?
I've got you beat because when I went through, because that was dinner, and I think I went through at lunchtime with one child. And I ordered
such good parents.
nuggets and fries and like a soda, and it came out to be like $9. I think I had like a 99-cent cheeseburger in there, and I'm like, "What the $9? We're at McDonald's."
It's supposed to be like $3.99 for the whole family.
I was like, "Oh man, I gotta check the budget on this one." Like $9. What are these nuggets made of? Gold? Like I was losing my mind.
But and so it's a balance. I mean, there are times
Yeah.
that we're like, okay, we are so tight with our money sometimes that we're like, we just have to, like, this is why we have, like, there's no point in accumulating it if you're not going to use it at all. Like, there's
Yeah.
no, I mean, you accumulate it for emergencies first and foremost. Like, that should be number one, emergency fund. But you accumulate more to enjoy it when you're, and we have big,
I don't know if we have that personality at the end of the day,
well,
though.
and you're big on like you want to leave it, and I'm like, no, we're not saving all this so our kids can enjoy like their 60s. They gotta produce.
And they do, because I do believe in like you have makers and you have takers. A good friend of us taught us that lesson where do you fit in this world? Like if you fall into where you don't have to work, like are you taking from the pile of money, or are you making and adding to the pile?
And adding to society and contributing something to.
But we're worried about $9 and $18 meals at McDonald's. Like if you just do the math and we continue on the trajectory, we can't spend it. We have trouble spending money.
Right.
Like it's against our nature.
And if you go back to the budget episode, which we rebroadcasted a couple weeks ago, I mean, we struggled and sacrificed for a long time. But then once you have even a small pile, ride that momentum and make it a bigger pile. And then don't settle for that bigger pile, make it an even bigger pile, and, and then start investing. And, we've talked about that. We could go off on tangents, but attitudes about money. A lot of people feel guilty for having money because of like where they came from. or a lot of people
Oh, really?
feel, well, a lot of people feel like they were either taught it was evil, like the root of all evil.
Oh yeah, it's not people. Let's knock that one right out. You need money. Get over it.
Yeah, you have to have it. A lot of people feel like if they have more, they will leave certain family members behind. There's like
Oh,
guilt. The crab pot.
The crab pot. I love that analogy.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I can't be a certain
Oh
level
my God,
of
yeah.
success.
Money with family is like game over. Like you're just not gonna win.
Well, and was it you that was talking about like Oprah or was it Rachel Hollis that was talking about what to say like when family starts asking for money?
It was Rachel.
It was Rachel, but I felt like you said like you
No, you
looked
told
into
me about it
something.
and you repeated it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, where if family asks you for money, a lot of people are like, oh, like there's such conflict where they end up like either feeling like they have to give it all away,
Yeah.
and they don't know how to say no. So there's all this psychology behind the scenes of what your attitude is. I have someone who's pretty close to me where they become literally sad when they hear about others doing well. I'm just not going to
Yeah.
call this person out by name.
Yeah. And,
know what I'm
but
saying?
we all deal with, different struggles when
Yeah.
it comes to money. I don't know. I come from being a background of like you need to go out and you need to get it.
Right.
Like you need to create a job. You need to, take advantage of what God gave you.
Create a job or get a job?
Either one.
Okay.
Either one. Like, because, I started with landscaping, but I always wanted that like corporate job, wear a suit, go to the office. But it's funny, now that I do what I do, and my friends that I hang out with, it's amazing how many of them do not wear suits. They don't go to corporate jobs, and they're the ones making like $1 million or $2 million a year. The ones that don't even leave their house half the time. And you're like, what the heck? How'd that happen? I thought the rules of the road were you got to wear a suit and tie. You got to go work for a big corporation. No, you'll have a career that way. But if you really want to break out and make a lot of money, which is so weird because I don't think we think about money that way anymore. Like we want to make a lot of money. We think about what do we want to do?
Oh, opportunity, not how you look. Is that what you're saying? Like not the rules, or what are you saying?
No,
you
like
don't think about?
charity, like you think about like donating. You don't care about money. It's a gold star for you.
Yeah, we've talked about, okay, so money to me, I talked to someone the other day. I work my butt off. I just always have. Like that's just, I can just keep working. Kevin, we probably told this story. When Kevin started dating me, someone asked him what his girlfriend liked to do in her spare time. And he said she likes to work. And it's absolutely true. I still like to work. I need just a little break every now and then. And I love to work. And then one of my coworkers said the other day, I don't know how you do it, because I was just conference call. And I was like, because I'm money driven. And even that coming out of my mouth, even though I'm comfortable with that in society, especially as a woman, you're taught not to be money driven. Like that's, good girls aren't money driven. So, because to me,
it's so weird because like, yes, I think you're achievement driven, and money is the achievement to mark that you've completed an accomplishment.
Well, if someone is willing to pay me money, it means that I've done something right that they want.
Yes.
And so, yes, money is a gold star for me.
Yeah.
And the more money I have, the more gold stars I have.
Yes.
And we need it. And I like security. I like how we've talked about the zero, how you want a certain amount in your bank account and that's your zero. Like you never let it get below that.
Then you start to panic.
Yeah, you start to panic. So you have certain zeros. So I like my zero to be higher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Higher and higher. Where was I going with this though? With,
You always like to work.
well, no, but before that, you and I, at least you had a business sense. Like even though you and I are both raised that you go to school.
Yeah.
You get good grades.
Yeah.
You go to college.
You better.
You better. And then you get a job.
Yeah.
And then you get promoted in the job. And and at least you had some business education on the side.
Yes, which was really interesting because Dad wanted to be very entrepreneurial, but he was very like corporate America. So he had both worlds.
The rules too.
Yeah, like rich dad, poor dad. He wanted to be rich dad.
Yeah.
And but he had both. Like I was raised by that book, like right dead in the middle. Which
And I
was pretty
had
interesting.
zero business education.
Yeah.
I was raised by a government worker and a teacher.
Yeah.
And so it was like, you go to school, you get good grades, which I did. You go to college, There was no pressure on graduate school, but what's interesting is I own an accounting firm. I've never once taken an accounting course in my life. In college, in high school, I've never taken accounting. I've learned everything I've learned from other accountants, from, doing the work. And it's amazing to me that I believe I do better than a lot of people with accounting degrees. You know what I mean?
I know for a fact.
Okay.
So I'll say it. She doesn't want to say it. I'll say it.
But I also hear people talk about how they want to go get like their MBA, and I'm like,
ugh.
That's great, but I don't. But my question is it going to be tangibly? Is there a tangible payoff? Or I mean, and if that's just something you want to do, you go. Like, good for you. But
Let me clarify my ugh, because I hate studying and I just don't want to take any more courses. But no, I do think for most people the MBA really works out for them.
Tell me.
So I think for a lot of people, their MBA gets them into a fraternity. Like, oh, you have your MBA. And it's a door opener.
Opportunity. It's
social
the people. Networking.
So it's classic how to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And ladies with the MBA. Oh, here we go. Like,
I don't know. I'm questioning it, though.
Go work for Google so you can make more money than the guys do. That's right. I went right there. I dug it in.
No, I don't disagree with you. I just want, you know what? And I think my is wondering, do women capitalize on their relationships as much as someone like yourself, where you're like, your friendships are so core to you, and you know what I mean? Like,
but I think for an MBA, I have the personality where I'm going to create a network with get my foot in the door, where people that get their MBAs might be more less outgoing, and getting that MBA helps them get into that executive level door.
Okay.
Because, hey, we went to Stevenson together.
Yeah.
And they work for Coca-Cola, you work for Pepsi. Like, hey, we have an opening at an executive level at Pepsi.
Gotcha.
Come on over.
Okay.
We were friends in class. That's where I think an MBA can really pay off, where I might go meet that executive on the golf course and be like, just BSing, and we become friends.
But it could be that an MBA is someone else's definition of gold star. I mean, it could be that they feel it, or running a marathon.
Absolutely.
It could be that running a marathon, knowing I can do it, getting my MBA, knowing I can do it. There doesn't always have to be a payoff. I'm just sort of like, there is zero reason that I want to or will get my MBA.
Yeah.
So that ties back to just going to school, getting good grades, getting a job isn't always the key to wealth.
No. Education and achievements. Like, education should be an achievement, absolutely. But the
education
amount of money
leading to wealth.
Yeah, you probably won't go hungry, but I have a big, let's talk offline.
Yeah, controversial.
I don't agree with a lot of academia and where it gets you in life.
Yeah.
But I think you need the piece of paper. Like, I won't argue that. You need that piece of paper to get paid more. It's just statistically proven.
Right. I think we are going to highly encourage, if not require, our kids to get bachelor's degrees.
Yeah.
College.
And I've totally gone a different direction from where it was
again.
I was like, oh, if they want to go to community college, which by all means, if they do, heck yeah. But I see that connection going to a 4-year. My girl's going to a 4-year.
Oh, and Hannah says
college.
she wants to. It's so funny because we were talking on the boat with Tori last weekend, and Hannah's like, I don't want to go to community college. I want to go as far away from you all as possible, as soon as possible. And I'm like, maybe it's quarantine. I'm like, you go, girl, because.
And I'm more on board than ever. Like, before I used to be frugal me, we can get 2 years in, you commute. And now it's like, you know what? I want you to be thick as thieves with the people in your dorm from freshman year. I want you to go get an apartment together off campus, sophomore or junior year. I want you to have that bond and friendship. I think is just as valuable as the classes you'll go to and those lessons you learn through those friendships. Because one of my biggest regrets ever in life, and this I know Chris Stobbs listening, was leaving my first university that I.
We're not recording.
Not there, but there we are.
Okay. That's fine.
But anyway, I want to finish up with. Thanks for staying with us, folks. I want to finish up with. I have a new like hang up on money again, and you'll actually love this.
Yeah.
I've started making money on what is that thing I did?
YouTube.
So I finally started making money on YouTube. So it's a new income source. And now because I have this new income source and I get to expense some of my meat, cooking equipment, yada, 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 I'm becoming even more frugal. Like I only make the amount of money, which isn't much on YouTube. We're talking anywhere from like $10 to $20 a day.
That's pretty dope, Kevin.
It is pretty dope. But if you add these numbers up, you can't like live by yourself this way. You can't do all this stuff. So I'm living very conscious of, well, I only made like, $12 today. I can't go out to lunch. What are you, crazy?
I like it. It's the new game. It's the new live off the lower income and
Yes.
invest the higher. It's a new challenge.
Absolutely. And that's where I think people excel, they get abundance, is they live off of, if you can create this crazy psychology that we've created, you will have more. You will have money in your savings account, because this sounds like so crazy. Like, I still have my regular job, your career, your empire, sorry, I was looking for the words, has taken off, and I can go out to lunch if I want to go out to lunch. But I'm like, I'm only making $12 today. I can't go
Right.
out to lunch.
Right.
And it's this whole new income source. And with our rentals, like, I don't even consider that
No.
to be, like, that's not even money. That's like, that automatically has to go into
The mortgage or
something else. Like,
Yeah.
that's not any part of, I can't spend a cent of that.
no, we've never spent a cent.
But
of
with
that.
this new YouTube income, it's like, oh man, I really want to get like ribs today. Oh, I can't spend that.
But then on the other side, like what you just said, you're like, it doesn't sound like that much. But when you talk about, like, he's making videos and he's working his butt off, but like you talk about, a lot of people make videos and never get to that level.
Yeah.
They never get to that
80%
point.
of people don't.
Right. So
Yeah.
you have, and yeah, you start out with like, okay, 40 cents a day or what. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah.
And the way that I've always acted, I've never been a projections type of person where I'm
No.
like, this is how much I'm gonna make. Like, I've never
Yeah.
been like, how many sales are we gonna get? I've always just been like, just more,
Yeah.
just more, just bigger, just better, just greater. So for you, starting out at nothing, and then all of a sudden now you're already at $10 to $20 a day. That's more than you had last month. It's more than you had yesterday, and you just keep building on that. That right there is an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
Who cares that it's $20? It's $20 a day. Do you know how many people would kill for that?
It's actually 30 now.
Okay, 30, right.
But
So-
the goal, the like 3-month goal is to get that to like, I don't know, like 80, 100 a day.
Right. And it just keeps compounding, and that's not even your primary income. Like
No.
So as long as there's instead of it's that much, it's not worth it. It's more. Parker, you gotta stop. Instead of it's not that much. It's more than we had yesterday. It's
Yeah.
more than I had last. Let's be grateful for that, because that's going to continue to breed more.
Well, if I get to 100 a day, I might consider going back out to lunch. Maybe.
It's okay. We go in phases. You're gonna be okay.
All right. Anything else on this topic?
No.
Because I want to keep you here, because I know you're going to like jump on our kid and be like, what were you doing?
She was good.
She was good.
Yeah.
But we're out of ice cream sandwiches, so can't get any more of those treats. All right, people. We are going to leave it there. You've been wonderful.
Let us know what you think, because we talked about a lot of controversy. So comment.
Yeah.
What did you think?
What'd you think, Parker?
Want to come say hi?
Oh, now she's shy. All right.
Packing
We're
tape
boring
girl.
people. We'll see you later.
Bye.